If I was to say what's your favorite SpongeBob episode, answers would vary. Band Geeks, Idiot Box, Frankendoodle, Graveyard Shift, maybe even Rock Bottom or Dying for Pie. The answers will forever vary. But as the first 3 to 5 seasons were SpongeBob's prime, most episodes you'd name would probably come from that. Now, let me shift and name one from one of those seasons that you've probably forgotten about, but it teaches us one of the most valuable lessons in life. The episode in question is I'm Your Biggest Fanatic. Maybe you remember this episode. Maybe you even like this episode. And I'm curious, leave in the comments if this is forgotten to you. I'm just kind of curious to gauge the popularity of this one. It's nowhere near the best SpongeBob episodes, and of the ones I named just at the beginning, this episode comes nowhere near to the legacy that those have reached. This episode doesn't even have the best jokes or the best feeling attached to it. It just simply is not the best episode of SpongeBob, but it is important and it teaches us something within SpongeBob's character and those of our own characters as well. Maybe back in the day your parents have told you that you couldn't watch SpongeBob because he's stupid and he'll rot your brain. And by the way, if that did happen, I feel super sorry for you. But to a certain extent, they were right. But this also was a blasphemous claim. Underlying the jokes and the stupidity of the characters was a message usually. Not every time though. Some episodes were just silly or used it to progress the characters, but many other episodes had a bigger meaning, a bigger picture to put into perspective. Now to talk about this forgotten episode. For the briefest of rundowns before I pick apart each piece of this episode, SpongeBob loves jellyfishing. Him and Patrick go to a jellyfish convention. SpongeBob sees the god of jellyfishing will do anything for him. The god Kevin uses this to his advantage in his amusement, attempts to terrorize SpongeBob while low-key terrorizing himself. SpongeBob saves the day and takes the throne. Alright, we good? You refreshed somewhat? Okay, let's move on. So to open this episode up, SpongeBob and Patrick go to the biannual jellyfish convention. SpongeBob's really intrigued on meeting and witnessing the Jelly Spotters, which is the famous group of jellyfish enthusiasts. And the man at the helm of the group is a sea cucumber. Hold on, I'm reading this right? Let me look. A sea cucumber. Well, his name is Kevin, and SpongeBob simps for this man. And Kevin sees SpongeBob raving about his presence and decides to put him to the test, of course for his own amusement. Without SpongeBob knowing Kevin's true intentions, he believes that Kevin is putting him through these upcoming trials in order to join that exclusive Jelly Spotters club. Pause. Now let's pick this apart. This episode teaches us a lot, and if you can't see where I'm going with this, then I don't know what you're doing. But Kevin is a bully, as you can see. Something that we have probably all dealt with, or maybe you even were the bully. Regardless of what you went through, resorting to bullying is never okay. As for the reason Kevin doing it is never discovered, maybe he's just an arrogant cucumber, but nonetheless, he's out here looking to bully somebody for his own amusement. He takes advantage of a vulnerable and happy-go-lucky SpongeBob whose life centers around his pet, working, and jellyfishing. He clearly wants to fit in and join a club he feels like he belongs in, but is just used by this influential figure that he admires. Now SpongeBob conquers all the trials thrown at him. Need 1 jellyfish? Fine. 2? Easy. 20? Okay. Trial after trial and success after success, we see SpongeBob easily doing what he does best, and that's jellyfish. Ironically, Kevin keeps getting stung and hurt in the process because of his anger towards SpongeBob's success. Another thing that connects to us, especially nowadays. I couldn't tell you how many people prey on the downfall of others or worry about other people and what they're doing rather than worrying about themselves. All we hear about today is cancel culture and how one little mistake can ruin someone's entire life's existence on Earth. On the other hand, people won't even be fond of each other before even getting to meet one another, accrediting their opinion to something that they maybe heard or even the way someone looks. You can be the most genuine, unproblematic, and nicest person and still have people preying on you and your downfall because you're either too happy or too successful in their eyes. You can be the best at your craft and still get hate just because of how good you are. There's always people waiting for you to fall. And that explanation is what the writers of SpongeBob showed in this episode. A genuine, unproblematic, and nice SpongeBob succeeds, meets every criteria to be accepted into this group, but due to arrogance and jealousy, Kevin attempts to run SpongeBob into the ground. After running through all these trials with ease, Kevin ties SpongeBob up to a post in attempts of calling a queen jellyfish. The call is literally loser. An insulting jab to top off the day SpongeBob was already forced to entail. Going throughout the entire day and losing hope, Kevin has a final ounce of fun when he uses robot jellyfish to fly to SpongeBob and attempts to run SpongeBob into a pit, whereas other fans of Kevin were. All were still fond of him though. Interesting. Not before revealing his true intentions to SpongeBob in true supervillain fashion. The rabbit hole just keeps getting deeper though. The harassment against SpongeBob is to the likes of a middle school or a high school clique. Just imagine this real quick. On the surface, you're sharing the same music tastes, sports tastes, opinions, and even characteristics. But because you have a small group of maybe 300 followers on Instagram, but then the Mr. Big Shot who you share all those ideals with has a whopping 1.2k followers on Instagram, and he treats you like a nobody and won't allow you into the group because of that. And then on top of that, he knows how bad you want to be a part of the group, so he mocks you. He makes you punchline with his friends in that group. Some of you don't even need to imagine that because it's actually happened to you before. Kevin continued to show this throughout the entire episode, and it showed relatability to the viewer, no matter what side of the spectrum you were in, whether you were the bully or whether you were the one getting bullied. And then nearing the end, a giant king jellyfish sees the robot queen jellyfish, and due to Kevin not truly being a jellyfish expert, SpongeBob is forced to save the day, a secret even Kevin kept. SpongeBob is crowned the king over Kevin when SpongeBob stops this jellyfish from hurting them by blowing him a bubble of pie. But who crowned SpongeBob, may you ask? The people I have yet to mention. Kevin's yes men, or you could call them the other members of the club, I guess. But why did I wait till the end to mention them? Well, the same reason I've been mentioning cliques and bullying throughout the entire video too. It only feels right to say this at the end. Many of these bullies or Kevins acted out their bullying ways due to the people around them or maybe their own insecurities. And an important lesson that the writers have taught us in this episode was underlying, but it's to surround yourself with good people and don't let status affect your life. Don't be infatuated by the amount of followers, money, or popularity that someone has, because everyone is a person at the end of the day. Nobody is bigger than somebody else, no matter what stats say. Sometimes you won't make it into things that you deserve to be in or fit right with everybody that you meet, but you always have to stay true to yourself in the process. And that's what the writers did in this silly episode, was they turned it into a life lesson. One that tells you don't be Kevin, don't be a bully, don't let status go to your head, but one that tells you to recognize your self-worth, as SpongeBob does at the end. He turns down the offer to join the club, heading home with his best friend to return to a normal life. Actually, Patrick became a kidnapper. I've never seen Jeffrey the jellyfish ever again, so God rest his soul. Thank you guys all for watching this video today. It's a different type of video, but I did want to do something like this on my channel. I really do like watching SpongeBob videos. Actually, any video that deals with like animations for that matter. I'm going to do more of these. They're going to be longer than this, but I did want to just dip my toes into this a little bit and try it out, see how it goes with you guys and see if it's fun. But I also wanted to analyze an episode a little bit. So I really appreciate if you guys did enjoy this video. I'll be back for another video like this very soon, and I'll see you guys all soon. Thank you.